What's up, you friggin' geniuses? So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to partition a directed line segment, all right? So this problem says right here, find the coordinates of point P along the directed line segment AB so that the ratio of AP to PB is 3:2. All right, what the hell is this talking about? Okay, well, first of all, you can see it gives us our directed line segment right here, okay? And we have our 2 points, right? A is at 3, 2, and B right here is at 6, 8, okay? So here it's telling us we want to split this directed line segment, or this line segment, into a ratio of 3:2. Okay, so all that's asking for is, okay, so if we just had a regular line, right? If we want to split this up into a ratio of 3:2, we would want to split it up somewhere like around here-ish, okay? Because all this is saying is I want to split this line up so I have, you know, like if this were inches, we were talking about inches, I have 3 inches on this side and 2 inches on this side, okay? So another way you can think about this is, well, how long is this whole line then? Well, it's 5 total inches, all right? So we can split this up into 5 even pieces, okay? And now, if I'm starting at this point over here, how far do I have to go to get to this point right here? Well, I would have to go 3/5 of the way, right? 3/5 of the way, because I split it into 5 even pieces, but I only want to get to this point right here, right? So 1, 2, 3. So that spot, again, would just be 3/5 of the way, okay? So in order to split this line up into a ratio of 3:2, again, we're only going to have to go up 3/5 of the way up this line. So it'll be somewhere maybe around here, okay? So then this bottom one, you can see, would be 3 spaces or 3 inches, and then this top one would be about 2 spaces or 2 inches, okay? So what is this point right here, point P? Well, in order to find this point, the first thing we have to do is find the slope of this line, okay? Because we need to know what direction we're going in to get to this point right here, okay? Now, if you don't remember what the slope of a line is, I'll remind you. It's the slope, m, is equal to y of 2 minus y of 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1, okay? So then you just have to label your coordinates with these right here, okay? So first of all, we can label A as x of 1, y of 1, and b, we can label that one as x of 2, y of 2, okay? So now that these are labeled, now I can plug them into this little slope equation, right? So first of all, we're going to have y of 2 minus y of 1. So that would be 8 minus 2, right? 8 minus 2, and that's going to go over x of 2 minus x of 1. So 6 minus 3, right? 6 minus 3. Okay, so 8 minus 2, that's equal to 6. And 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Okay, so remember, this slope right here is the rise over the run, right? So here, in order to get from point A to point B, first we have to go up 6 spaces and then over 3 spaces, right? So here we'd have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces and then over 1, 2, 3 spaces to get to B, all right? But the thing is, we don't want to get all the way to B. We're just trying to get to P, right? So how high do we have to go here, and then how far over do we have to go to get to point P right there? Well, again, we would use our ratio right here, right? 3/5, okay? We don't want to go all the way to B. We just want to go 3/5 of the way to B, okay? So what we're going to do here is multiply 3/5 by the rise, and we're going to multiply 3/5 by the run. Okay, so here, the rise is going to be equal to 6 times 3/5, and the run is going to be equal to 3, right? 3 times 3/5. Okay, so first of all, on top, 6 times 3/5, that's equal to 18/5, right? And then here on the bottom, the run is 3 times 3/5, so that's equal to 9/5, okay? Now, we're going to have to plug these into a calculator. So 18 divided by 5, that's equal to 3.6, all right? And then here, 9 divided by 5, that's equal to 1.8, okay? So these are the rise and the run, okay? So again, starting from point A right here, in order to get to point P, we're going to have to go up, right? We're going to have to go, the rise is 3.6, so we're going to have to go up 3.6 spaces like that. And then we're going to have to go over 1.8 spaces right there, okay? 1.8. Okay, so what coordinate point is this right here? Well, it's a little hard to determine just based off of the x and y coordinate. So one other thing that we can do here is Well, our starting point we can say is point A right here. Okay, so A's at 3, 2, right? So let's write that down here. So it's at 3, 2. Okay, so here, in order, again, to get from A to P, we have to go up, or in other words, we have to go in the Y direction 3.6 spaces, right? So what we can do here is add 3.6 to our Y direction, okay? And then we have to go over in the X direction 1.8 spaces. So we can add 1.8 to our X direction, right? We can add 1.8 to our X, okay? So then point P is going to be at 3 plus 1.8, that's equal to 4.8, right? 4.8, comma, and then 2 plus 3.6 is equal to 5.6, 5.6. Okay, so this point right here, point P, is at the coordinates 4.8, comma, 5.6. All right, so hopefully that made sense. Let's try just one more. All right, so this one's worded a little bit differently, but it's going to be pretty much the exact same process. All right, so this one says, find the coordinates of point P along the directed line segment AB so that the ratio of AP to PB is the given ratio. Okay, so here we're going to have to just graph it really quick, and then again, it's going to be the same steps. So first of all, we have to graph these points right here. Okay, so A is at -3, 2. So -3, 2 is right there. So again, this is point A, -3, 2. And then point B is at 5, -4. Okay, so 5, -4, right there. Okay, so this is B, 5, -4. Okay, now in this case, we want a ratio of 2 to 6. Okay, so again, that's like saying if we had our line like this, we'd want to split it up somewhere around here because we would want 2 inches on this side and 6 inches on that side, okay? Now, how many total inches or spaces do we have here? Well, we have 8, right? But we don't want to go the full 8, we just want to go 2, right? So we just want to go 2/8 of the way along our line over here, okay? And 2/8, we can reduce that down to 1/4. Okay, so if we're trying to get from A to B, again, we just want to go 1/4 of the way along from A to B to get to point P. So point P is going to be somewhere around here-ish, maybe. Okay, so again, this is like saying we have 1 inch on this side and 4 inches on this side, all right? So again, the first thing we have to do is find the slope. So we know in what direction to move in, okay? So again, the slope, let's write it down. The slope is equal to y of 2 minus y of 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1, okay? So let's label these. So A we can say is x of 1, y of 1, and B we'll say is x of 2, y of 2. Okay, so first of all, we need y of 2 minus y of 1, right? So we need -4 minus 2, right? So -4 minus 2, it's going to be over x of 2 minus x of 1, so 5 minus -3. Okay, so 5 minus -3. Okay, so -4 minus 2, that's equal to -6. And 5 minus -3, that's the same thing as 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. Okay, now I didn't mention this in the last problem, but make sure you don't reduce this fraction. Okay, I know we can reduce it, but that's not the point, because in order to get from A to B, we need to remember this is the rise and this is the run, right? So we need to go down -6 spaces and then over 8, right? So we have to go down -6 and then over 8. But if you reduce this fraction down to, it'd be -3/4. It would throw it off, right? Because then we would be saying, well, to get from A to B, we have to go down 3 and then over 4. But obviously that doesn't get us to point B, okay? So that's why just make sure you don't reduce this fraction right here when you're finding the slope. Okay, so again, starting from point A, we don't want to go all the way to point B. We just want to go 1/4 of the way, right? So what we're going to do is multiply the rise by 1/4 and the run by 1/4, okay? So here we're going to have the rise is equal to -6, and then here, again, we just want to go 1/4 of the way, right? So we're going to multiply that by 1/4, and then we want to do the same thing with the run, okay? So the run is going to be equal to 8 times 1/4. Okay, so on top we have -6 times 1/4, so that's equal to -6/4, which is equal to -3/2, which if you plug this into your calculator, you'll get -1.5, all right? Now for the run, we have 8 times a fourth, so that's equal to 8 over 4, which is simply equal to 2. Okay, so here our rise is negative 1.5 and our run is 2. Okay, so again, starting from point A to get to point P, we're going to have to go down negative 1.5 spaces, and then we're going to have to go over 2 spaces, right? So to get to point P right there, right? So what is point P? Well, again, the way you can do that is just take your starting point, right? So point A right here. So point A is at negative 3, comma 2, okay? Now, we had to go negative 1.5 spaces down, right, in the y direction, vertically, right, in the y direction. So we can subtract that from our y direction, so negative minus 1.5. And then here we went over in the x direction 2 spaces, right? So we can add that to our x direction right there. Okay, so then here point P is at negative 3 plus 2, that's equal to negative 1, right? So negative 1, comma, and then 2 minus 1.5 is equal to 0.5, right? So 0.5. All right, so then point P right here is at negative 1, comma, 0.5. So if you found the video helpful, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any other questions or want to see any other examples, just let me know in the comment section below. Also, there's a couple playlists attached that I think you'll find helpful, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you there.